6.31, 18.
Oh yeah, what's the,
What difficult decision or life-changing event has prepared you to lead the Sheriff's Department?
The most difficult decision that I've made in the 15 years that I've been here, you might expect me as a cop to tell you about a shoot or don't shoot situation, or might even expect me to talk about an employment decision where I've had to be a part of terminating an employee or dealing with a difficult situation. But I think honestly, the most difficult decision that I've made in this agency is the decision to be a part of this community. To not separate myself. It's not an us versus them, it's an us versus us. And I have to remember every day that everybody isn't a suspect, victim, or a witness. Even though in law enforcement, those are the three categories of people we deal with. Just because you're not a witness and you're not a victim doesn't mean you're a suspect. You're a neighbor, you're a parent, you're an educator, you're a board member, you're a part of this wonderful thing we have called community. And my intentional decision years ago to be a part, not apart from, was a difficult decision because as a cop, I fight it all the time. It's easier to categorize and put people in boxes.
Boy, that's a good question. You encounter so many difficult situations. I don't really have a solid answer for that. I think all the time that I spent in narcotics and working with people that are addicted to drugs, that really changed my perspective. Working undercover, that changes your perspective. Most police officers are pretty black and white in their view. Things are acceptable, not acceptable. You're either a threat, you're not a threat. Working narcotics puts you into that gray area in between and gives you a new appreciation, not only for the job, but for the people that you're dealing with. I think the work that I did in narcotics probably had the most profound impact on my personality and my attitude about law enforcement.
The most difficult decisions I've had to make as a SWAT commander. I've had to put a lot of very good people that I trust and that trust me, into harm's way. And I've had to do that throughout my 20-some years on the job. I was a SWAT operator, and I trusted my SWAT commander, and I did what I was instructed to do to protect the community. As the SWAT commander, knowing that I'm sending people in to help people, knowing that they can be harmed, and having no less than 4 of my officers shot on a command that I've given them, that's a tough sword to bear. I will say, I know with confidence that when I give them that command to go in, it's because I've been there, I've done it, I've worked my way up through the ranks, I understand the importance of what it is that we're doing. And that's going to translate into what I do as the sheriff that runs an organization that has a jail, a support staff, the records division, all of these people. The tough decisions I know how to make, I've made them for many years. They're not easy, but when they're made with the right frame of mind and under the right circumstances, you hope that you get it right.
My whole career has prepared me to be sheriff of Clark County. And I've had a lot of experiences that have taught me a lot of things. But the experience that I went through a few years ago, losing my son Ryan, really gave me an opportunity to look at my life and to look at what I value. And I learned a great deal through that process of healing. For me, it's about being in service. It's about not taking life for granted. It's about the relationships that I have in my life, and that includes my community. It's about being in service to them. I learned that my son, he used to look at me, and I'd see this reflection in his eyes. And through this painful process, I learned that I want to show up. I want to be the man that I saw reflected in my son's eyes. And that's who I am. And that level of passion is what I bring to the office. The desire to do things in a compassionate manner, to help people, because people matter. What they're going through in their life matters. And how we're in service to each other matters.
3 Southeast Angus Street. And to 350, disregard 26, please.